I hope all is well, that you are safe and protected from harm's way. Just a few things that I want to address today. The reason why I'm addressing these certain things is because it's Mental Health Day. So just make sure that just like those batteries have to take a while to charge up, and so that you can keep it um, going, especially like during the storm and stuff like that. This card is really wanting to come out. It's the Queen of Swords. So again, but like again, reserving your energy as well too when it's important, because like you don't want to continue to be on your phone and now the lights are turned off, things are turned off, and you're not able to use your phone. So again, it's all about reserving your energy as well too in this World Health Day too. Lately I've been feeling it in the air, uh just like that song Phil Collins says, I could feel it in the air. And like you can kind of feel those things when they're on the way. Um, just recently we had a red moon, crescent moon. So again, those two, a lot of, I feel like a lot of things are in the air or whatever. But again, just remembering to check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? And we do have the Queen of Swords here. So it seems like this is somebody who's within the air element, okay? So Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So the different queens represent different things. But this here is representing a very strong woman. She could be very independent. She spends a lot of time thinking about something before she makes a move. But once she has her mindset on something, she's continuing forward with her aspirations and her dreams. Okay. Um, let's pull a few more cards. That one would seem like it wanted to come out, but it didn't land in an upright. So you have the Empress here too. So again, this is divine feminine energy. Okay, so you have the Empress here, really who should be centered. Okay, so again, thinking about those things that are at the center of your universe. Okay, so the Empress is all the queens put together. Okay, so again, that's that strong feminine energy as well too. It's like she is focusing on her inner child, okay, and speaking about those dreams and those that inner child as well too. Just recently I've had a dream that this person came to me and they tried to confess about something they did to me as a younger child. Now this person has been passed away for a long time, and again they did something to me when I was defenseless and I couldn't defend myself. So when they confessed this thing to me at the same time, I really try to choke them out and try to drown them, but the voice inside of me said to let them go, because now they're at to the point where they are defenseless. There's nothing that they can do about it. Okay, and as well too, it's like it's a reminder that you are a sum of all your ancestors. Okay, and that there is this, notice that there's the rainbow here. Okay, so those that have walked over the rainbow bridge, but let me tell you that there is a very long line to heaven. Okay, and I feel like this person came to me in my dream to confess because they're going through the purifier. So there are those times that we have breakdown of emotions. We go through those emotions as well too. It's like again, when you're, especially when you're evolving, and as well too when you're going through those spiritual awakenings. So a lot of times with this 10 of cups, this means happiness as well too. Even though those things have happened to you when you were defenseless, and again, like you couldn't do anything for yourself because I was young, but now as an adult, there's probably some ways that I would try to retaliate now that I know that I'm strong enough to retaliate. But again, remember those times of things with things that did happen to you, that God is always in the room. God is always watching. God can see exactly when somebody wrongs you or when they right you, okay? Whatever the situation might be, that there, again, that there are messengers of God that's always relaying those messages back to God as well too, but he is always in the room, okay? So you have the Empress card here with the 10 of cups. So when you see 10, it's like, okay, again, but you had the Queen of Swords here. This is so a woman who's she's like on the ledge, okay? She's on the edge. She's either she likes to be like things that give her peace of mind is like she likes the higher up, the higher levels that she can go. She might be somebody who does the, like, the building climbs, or someone that runs around in the city and finds different things to jump over. So again, it's all about those hurdles in our life, okay? Either those hurdles can become a obstacle in our life. But I feel like here too with this Empress card, because notice that it's like she's impregnated, okay? She has a child that's within her. Okay, so what I'm saying is I feel like here there's somebody here that's battling again with those inner emotions, those things that they had to grow up with, some childhood trauma as well too. That's just what the energy that I'm getting. But you should be proud of the woman that you have become. Again, with this Empress card here too, you might feel like you're sounding a lot like your mom, or again it's like your mom's advice is with you. So it's like you've become the empress of the family. Okay, you've become the person who people go to be a sound wall, to be um again having sound advice and things as well too. This also might be somebody who too, what I feel, the lunar here, there's like somebody's having some really tough lunar cycles, or they could be going through the changes as well too. Again, dealing with those certain things, becoming a part of that womanhood, the crone, the mother and the maiden, so being a part of that cycle. But again, with that moon here, I feel like there's some cycles that have been broken, like you've done everything you can to break the cycle. So what's important here is like there's some cycles that we can't break, but there are some cycles that we can break. And the way to do that is like when you're tired and you want to go to sleep, the best thing to do is try to stay awake. I know it sounds crazy, but it's exactly the same thing too. When you want to go, 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 and go, best thing to do sometimes is just to get that rest, okay? Because isn't it true that a lot of times that you're trying to go to sleep and you can't sleep, or you'll be so exhausted that you still can't go to sleep, or and it's like when you don't want to sleep, when you really don't want to sleep, that it seems like there's all the sleep in the world, okay? But I want you to be mindful of this Ten of Cups because it came so soon in the reading, right? So you had the Queen of Swords come out. So here I will speak of someone again, like there's some past trauma here with this Queen of Swords. Even though she is the queen, she's overcome a lot, okay? So as the Queen of Swords, but mindful that she does have her sword. So again, using your words, not your swords. When you see this thing, she's kept a lot of things locked up. Notice there's a cell up underneath her, okay? So she's kept a lot of things she and again, you guys, this is someone I feel like too that had a bad breakup, but they're moving out of that. They're transitioning out of that and they're healing now. So I'm really proud of you for that too as well. Because then now you have the Ten of Cups, which means like family happiness, family completeness. Okay. Again, one being a new starting point, okay? Something had to come to an end for something new to begin. So if you were somebody who you didn't understand why you couldn't find somebody else, it's because at the same time you were still loving another person, you were still worried about another person, and other people can sense that about you. Remember that we are part of that universal consciousness, okay? So they therefore thought they would not get involved with you because they knew that you still had feelings for this other person. Now, when the Ace of Pentacles came out, I feel like here with this Ace of Pentacles, okay, again, it's like understanding when something's just an accident and when you do something on purpose. Okay, so a lot of times we don't mean to hurt somebody's feelings, but we do because we take things personally. Okay, remembering that Ace of Pentacles. Okay, when I think of Ace of Pentacles too, I'm thinking about aces in places. Okay, we all start out deuces wild. Okay, we do. We start off that way. But in this situation, it's like aces and places. There's a lot of places that you have to move forward before you can become an ace. Okay, now, with the Three of Wands here, this is still somebody who is looking in the past. They continue to look in the past. They don't feel like, okay, their future can be brighter. They feel like they've already had their best days. Okay, so how can anything? But I'm telling you, there can be some unexpected blessings. And what I've been learning lately is to remember that blessings are not always financial. Okay, so again, this could be a person or a place that becomes a blessing for you. And there are some of those places that are more spiritual than others as well too. Now there's this time that I didn't understand why. I was living in a hotel going back and forth, and I was like, why am I still having to live in these temporary places as well? But I always felt, some type of spiritual healing there. And it was like my spiritual walk was so very strong as well too. So, and again, it's like it was God hiding me. It was God's way of hiding me, putting me in a place where I could be safe, okay, out of harm's way. When you have the Three of Pentacles here, I want you to be mindful of the lights that's in this situation here. Like there's a time to stop, there's a time to slow down, and there's a time to go. Okay. So again, I feel like again with those three, thinking about those things of three, past, present, and future as well too. And remember that the cards do speak in past, present, and future as well. Um, but there's somebody here that's like at the top of your list, okay? And now she's got her head in her lap. Okay, she feels like she has to some way somehow open up communication with this ex or this past love. She feels like some way somehow that she needs to open up communication, that it's okay to move forward. She's wondering if this person has moved forward or not, even though it's been a long time since maybe they communicated with each other. But then again, I do feel like you have some happiness here that's waiting for you, okay? Again, with the Queen of Swords, she has her sword down. It's like still kind of like by her side. So then again, it's like, but she is a warrior. And again, it's like she's been depressed, she's been repressed, she's been oppressed. But at the same time, it's like the woman that she is now. Okay, she's this empress. Okay, she's the queen of all the queens. Okay, you have Ace of Pentacles here. So anytime you see this ace, it's all about those new beginnings. You have the Ten of Cups here. So again, you have a starting point. Someone here is breaking cycles. Again, I'm seeing a lot of those, the circular things. So again, I think this is somebody who's reevaluating the people that's around them as well too. And I feel like it's been a lot of changes. Like it's not the people that they grew up with or the people that's always been in the neighborhood, or they could be in a new place, or it's just like the faces that are around them are not too familiar, so they're kind of attached to the person that, again, like they trauma bonded with someone, or they're attached to someone. Maybe they was going through a tough situation the same time you were going through a tough situation, and y'all kind of just was like, checking each other and making sure everything's okay. But now that you don't have that, again, it can cause you to have some type of grief here. Now, again, with that Five of Pentacles, there's been some changes here too. So if there's somebody who was like a divine feminine in your life as well too, again, it's like keep them alive, keep their legacy alive, okay? Do things in remembrance of them, okay? Say when their birthday comes around, maybe just having a birthday cake for them. Um, Getting them a present. Maybe it's somebody who's, that's passed on to the next life. Maybe it's somebody who has crossed that rainbow bridge. Maybe it's somebody, but doing something that you haven't done in a really long time to celebrate their life, okay? um Again, like releasing balloons, releasing doves. Someone here that's doing a lot of releasing, but they still just kind of have like that crow in their ears. Be careful not to pay attention to the crows in your life. Again, the birds is always sending us messages. They're the ones who climb, or they fly the highest to heaven as well too. So that's why it's important to pay attention to the birds as well too. But I feel like there's some type of darkness at bay here, okay? So again, with this Queen of Wands, you have another queen. So I want to express how strong the feminine energy is here too. Again, it's like this person has changed from the maiden into the mother now, or this person has changed from the mother to the crone now. And this person is like, she sees herself in the mirror with this Eight of Swords here. She sees herself being that figure, okay, that woman role model. She has all the advice. She is again has a lot of lot people expect a lot of out of her, and this could be tough for her at this time. But you do have this King of Wands here with the Queen of Wands. So again, we've been seeing this a lot lately, okay? The color black has always been a color of power, okay? So just like say this desk here is the color black, right? It looks really nice inside your household and things like that. But again, it can represent a lot of times someone needing to do their shadow work, or someone needing to get out of that dark room. Again, this could represent the times that we're in now at this time, like with all these hurricanes coming through, again with those circles, how cycles repeat themselves, how history repeats itself. Just like this Hurricane Milton that hit Florida, it's the same time that Hurricane Matthew came to North Carolina. It's the same time that Hurricane Delta came to Mississippi, the Mississippi Delta, in Louisiana and places like that. It's also 10 year. It's not 10 years, but 1010 is also another date of one of the hurricanes that hit the Florida Panhandle. I can't remember the name at the time, but I do remember again that 1010 of things happening, people going crazy, not driving too good, doing things like that too as well too. So with these hurricanes comes atmospheric change, okay? So if you notice, like at night too, like we've been having that red moon, the nights have been really dark, the stars are not shining as brightly as they do, but again lifting the spirits of people. So when I see this King of Wands here, this is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a bad bitch, okay? She's a bad bitch, but she does kind of come with a low omen, okay? So when I say a low omen, I mean certain things. You could say that it's superstitious, like watching out for that black cat that crosses your path. Now if the black cat's just hanging out in the neighborhood, it's just sitting somewhere, it's okay. But there's a warning that comes here if you see that black cat cross your path. Again, it's not superstitious. Those are old wives' tales. Those things have been around for a really long time. Just like, don't pick a penny up on tails because it's bad luck. So certain things too, breaking a mirror causes 7 years of bad luck. Those things we try not to do because we realize that some of that shit does happening. But as I say that too, I also feel like there's somebody here that you're not going to believe that this whole time that you've been thinking that you're behind, you're behind, you're behind, you're behind. But who knew that being so behind would get you so far ahead in life? Okay. So paying attention to focusing on that, just because what it looks like is not what it is. Okay. So then again, somebody here is going through that purifier process, okay, purifying their soul, purifying their spirit, doing those spiritual cleansings, okay, as well too. Now a lot of times when we see this Queen of Wands, that King of Wands is not too far away. So, but again, there's a lion here represented. The lion, you have to remember, is the king of the jungle, okay? That big mane. And isn't that what a lot of times it looks like a crown, or like a big crown they have to fill. Okay, so something is like it's some big shoes they're having to fill in, so it can be very difficult for them. But then again, it's like somebody's forgetting what's off and what's on. Like there, it's like opposite day here. Okay, so again, it's like keeping everything dark, but they need to turn the light on. Okay, so things can be seen for what they really are. again, with this lying here, I feel like something happened during Leo season, that like has changed your perspective on life. Okay, it could be something really serious, or I mean, it could just been a very small things, because again, isn't that what happens a lot of times? We keep things bottled up, bottled up, bottled up, and then somebody comes along and says the littlest thing to us. We take so much shit, we bear so much shit, but then somebody comes along and they say that little thing to us, and it just sets your whole world off. Okay, so again, like, you I don't feel like here, I feel like here you don't have that person that you normally talk to, but I do feel like there's somebody here that you can have that. I feel like here this is like somebody, like a mother and daughter, like again with this mother and daughter with this 1010 portal opening and stuff like that. I feel like, especially with 1010, it's all about truth revelations. So if you had a hard time like growing up with your mother and stuff, but now that you become an adult, you can see all the things that she said, how she was correct, and what she did to protect you. Okay, you start to realize, you be like, oh my gosh, my parents have lied to me my whole life. No, baby, what they was doing was trying to protect you. Okay, even if that was people, from your past, if that was people that's in your family, if that was people, trying to interrupt the family business, if that was somebody, again, that's like, that's your family business. What goes on in the house stays in the house. So all these times you thought that your parents were trying to keep you away from the people that you love, and you always want to know, like, how come every time I'm in a relationship with somebody, my parents disagree, they don't like it, because they can see things for your future before you can, because they have lived those times. Okay, so, but again, even though times change, remember that history does repeat itself. Okay, so again, you are the sum of all your ancestors. So I'm just going to put this card over here to the side for a moment, because again, this is like the Page of Cups. And this also, I feel like this is somebody who has, that's feeling like they're caught up in the fog. They're again, it's like things are not very clear to them right now with this Queen of Swords. Like, again, like, maybe you're the type of person who's not scared of heights. Like, you need to, like, move up some levels, like go to the mountains, go, like, visit buildings where you can, like, step outside and look. Like, there's hotels like you can go and visit, they have the pool on the fourth floor, something like that, like where you can kind of be up and just like kind of taking the world into a new perspective. When I said that too, as well too, I feel like this is somebody who feels like they've always done the footwork. Like, they've always been the one who does all the footwork in the family. They're the ones who had to be out there on the streets and doing things. They are the ones who, again, had to do like the soldiering, and or being a soldier, or doing those things too, again, inviting courage to the family, and doing things to keep the family protected as well too. Now things are starting to change here, because you went from the Page of Cups to the Nine of Cups. And again, with that Page of Cups, like, a lot of times when you see that page, you got to think about that letter. Like, you've been waiting for that 4-page letter to come in the mail, or you've been waiting for that some news to arrive. You've been waiting, to get a message from this person before you make your next step or make your next move. Okay, so again, I feel like here is again with it. Uh there's so much love in this situation. It makes me want to cry, because you can't see, but this person is like so far away from you that you can't get to them. They might also be a person here too that is like, they are in a place where they don't want to be found, and you have to realize that sometimes it's just the way it is. Okay, a lot of times when we think we're lost, we are found. And again, it's like, a lot of times when we feel like we're finding our place, it kind of makes us feel lost, because we're trying to find our place. Okay, we're trying to find our foothold in this situation. But again, this is somebody who's rising up to newer levels. Okay, again, there's just a lot of love here. This, again, this is somebody who's sending you, they're sending you hearts. Okay, they're sending you hearts. and telling you that you are loved, okay? Again, but with those Nine of Cups here, it's like it's almost wish fulfillment time, okay? So maybe you haven't got to this complete happiness of this Ten of Cups, but again, it's almost that wish fulfillment time, okay? What I do want to do is pull out some regular tarot, because I know it's been a while since I've pulled out some of the regular tarot cards. And I just like, again, like the cards have been around for so long. You got to think, when people didn't have electricity, where did they turn to? So, and again, I feel like this is a lot of time. This is all about antiquity. So when I say antiquity, I mean, think about those things that are around your house that, okay, when there was no internet, there was none of this stuff to define us. Okay, we bought things, we bought collectibles, and some of those things have been passed down to other family members as well too. And there's some cultures that believe that, with those things, be careful what you have in your household. Like some households don't have a lot of things in their house because they believe that some way somehow those items can become haunted, or they carry a spirit with them, or certain places where be careful, like, not to get something from like an Indian burial land or things like that. But I feel like this is a time of antiquity, because I feel like here you have something that's really worth value. It's really worth a lot, but to you, it's worth more because it's sentimental and you wouldn't ever give it up, because it's, even though it has antiquity, it has value. It belongs to your family, so there's no way that you could ever give it up, even if it's worth, you know, what, 5 figures, 6 figures, something around there, okay? So again, whatever that could be. And again, like those people that had those things inside their house, there wasn't again, there was no internet, there wasn't nothing there to, like, define who you are. So it was nice to have those things inside your household, because of again, it's just like it added value to your home. This is a piece that everybody in the family loves. The kids might have, every kid has probably seen every generation of kids, and they loved it, they touched it, they always looked at and again, it's like my grandmother, like I still remember her cookie jar till this day, okay? And there's a lamp that I often dream about too. My aunt has it, but there's this lamp that she had that I always remember from my childhood memories as well too. But going back to those dreams as well too, I just feel like there's somebody here that's going to be doing a lot of confessing. There's going to be somebody here that's going through that purification. Now again, I feel like this is somebody who's rising up. They're becoming better, but I feel like be careful not to gloat. Be better than this person, because that's not who you are. Okay, even if they treated you wrong, if they did something to harm you or a family member, don't turn around and seek out revenge, even though Tupac said revenge is the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. But again, some of those things make a person a pussy for doing those things, okay? So again, that's not you, so remember that, okay? I know it's tough, but again, it's like that's not who you are, okay? So you feel like now, okay, like especially like, okay, here comes that tower fucking moment, and then you had the moon, okay? So we all know when we see this moon, it's always about betrayal. So but you just got these two cards that came out together, okay? So again, this is like bumping head to head. This is like two strong-headed people just bumping heads right now, okay? So again, it's like when we didn't have those things back, back in the day, we always had cards. There was something we could look at the picture, we could put pieces together. Excuse me, I'm kind of drinking coffee right now, and I know it's kind of late or whatever, but I wanted to get this video out, and I did. Again, like, so you have this moon here, so it's about betrayal. So this is what's happening here. I feel like with this Page of Cups, this person is realizing that It takes sunlight and it takes the rain to make a rainbow. There could even be some way, somehow, where the rainbow became like a sign between both of y'all. So maybe again, y'all are on two different corners of the earth, but when you see that rainbow, it's like you realize the love. Okay, you remember something, maybe sitting in the back seat in the car with them or something, y'all seen a rainbow. Now again, rainbow is like one of my first memories of being who I am as a real as a person who's able to think, because in my mind I'm sitting in the back of the car, I see a rainbow and I realize I'm thinking in my head, how pretty is that, what is that, before my parents is like, that's a rainbow. But again, with this tower fucking moment, I feel like this is like something, there's that destruction that's happening right now, but also that atmospheric change, okay? So a lot of times what happens is things fall out, they fall apart, but so that the pieces can come back together and make this new beginning, this new happening, okay? A happening that has a happy end, okay? So, but again, I don't want you to forget that this moon, this betrayal card here. So I don't want you to betray yourself, the true individual that you are. Okay. You hear about it a lot. Your true, authentic self, quote unquote. Okay. Again, it's like you haven't heard from this person in a really long time, and they're going to come to you, and you don't realize how fucking hard it was for them to finally come to you and not, maybe not even admit their mistakes, but just hoping that y'all could just kind of start off wherever it was that y'all left off at and not bring up that past. But it's going to do something to you where you're not going to be able to humble yourself. You need to be able to humble yourself, do whatever you can to humble yourself. Don't get a big head, don't get a big ego, but you know, have an aha moment where you feel like, okay, oh yeah, you came back, or yeah, you now you got something to say to me, you know, something like that. I feel like that's gonna happen here. So just be careful how you handle yourself. And if you really truly love this person, be careful how you handle them, okay? Because if you don't handle them in the correct way, if you don't humble yourself, you can actually push this person out of your life for good, okay? Where they'll never come back, all right? So I do have that for the regular tarot card decks. Since we're talking about our ancestors so much here, and we do want to thank ancestor again for everything that they've done for us, and to for us to have the inventions that we have, those things that have been passed down that we can still use, such as the cards, again, those things of antiquity. Again, this could be somebody who is like, maybe is like a scrapper, and they're just scrapping and they won't believe like something that they find is actually has a lot of value to it. Okay, they can't believe that somebody just threw this away, and they can't believe that it's worth what it's worth. Okay, and just be careful when you do refurbish it, because sometimes when you do refurbish something, it can add value, but sometimes it can take away from the value, because again, they love that old fashioned piece. Okay, so if you're thinking about selling it, um so the two cards that I have is like, you have setting boundaries here, all right, and so you have abundance here. So again, abundance, this is fortune, wealth, plenty. But I want you to remember again those. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. So maybe you had a really bad day, okay? There's a certain part of the year, like I was just talking about 10/10, okay? Um again, with everything just being kind of crazy, kind of hectic. You can remember that bad day, but do you remember everything from the day before or the day after? So again, I feel like threes are strong here. Now, when you do see 333, affirm, because that is your loved one sending you messages saying that you are supported and that you are loved. But again, if those days are difficult, try to remember what happened the day before and how it was the day after, okay? Especially when something really bad happens, you can almost remember everything from that day, but you can't remember what happened the day before or the day after that. So focus on that. That's like memory training too as well too. Remembering that days have patterns. So I don't have a piece of paper, but again, if I was to like we'll just put I'll just write on this box here. So today is 10 plus 10 plus 20 plus 24, okay? And this year I feel like 2024 it has been a big year for couples and for like people to get married as well too. I do feel like that. Um so you have 1 plus 2 plus 6, okay? So again you have 2 plus 8, which makes 10, which this is a day 1, okay? And what day ones mean, those again, this is 1 through 9, universal numbers 1 through 9. I wrote it at the bottom of my box, as you can see. So that's how we figured that out. Okay. It's the same thing. It just kind of resets a little bit at the end of the year. Sometimes it does. It doesn't go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like tomorrow will be day 2. The day after that will be day 3, even though it's 10, 12. Okay. But again, remembering those patterns, trying to break some of those patterns, but not every pattern, wasn't woven wrong. It wasn't. So again, it's like you have to realize like our family patterns as well too. Um Again, it's like we try to follow in the footsteps of our parents and our grandparents, but we're also as well too jumping hurdles constantly. We're jumping hurdles. There's different things that attack us, again, those times changes and things like that. But you have to remember when you were younger, you need that practice, and again, like that memory practice. So you have that, you take the broom outside or you have a long stick, and remember you used to put it out there and you bend all the way back and see what you could do to get up underneath that limbo stick, right? Or you'd have like your brother or sister out there holding out the broom or holding out the stick, and they would, each time you jump over it, they raise it a little higher. So you jump it again, and the bar is being raised a little bit higher. And again, this happens with life. It's like a lot of times you don't realize that the more good work you do, the you're rewarded with more work. So it's like it's kind of difficult. But then again, it's like that's again how people easily get burnt out in certain situations like that too, where they need breaks from work. They need, again, this is World Mental Health Day. So again, reserving your energy as well too. It's okay saying, people depend on you again, but you have to depend on yourself too. And a lot of times when it comes to that trust factor, you can't trust anyone, but you have to trust yourself. If your body is telling you that I can't go, I can't keep going like this, then most likely that's your body telling you that you need to stop, you need to take a break. Okay. But again, it's like most adults, we can't take breaks because there's somebody who's always constantly depending on us. Okay, those bills are going to come in whether we say, I need a break from work. Them bills are still going to come in. Okay, they're still going to pile up. If I stop what I'm doing now, everything's, again. But I want you to realize that even though you feel like maybe you're so far behind, you're not going to realize how being so far behind is going to get you really ahead in life, because you did things at your own pace. You did things the way that you thought you were supposed to do, and you say, "Oh, I'm continuing to do good, and all this bad shit is attacking me. Why is it when I'm trying to get my life straight, I'm breaking addictions, but life is so difficult right now." Or it's like, it's always a test of faith, the test of faith, the test of faith. And you realize that when you do start that spiritual walk, that it does become more difficult, because again, there's a bigger power out there again. But I feel like this is somebody who's going through the emotions. They're going through this. It's a very tough time for them as well too. but you have so much love in this situation. I feel like, again, there's this divine feminine here. It's like you've become one with this woman, okay? It's like you, again, she is you and you are her. And I feel like at two as well too, this person that you uh, hold tightly close to your heart, but you hold them in a lot of endearment. It's like a lot of endearment here too. And I want you to realize too, like if you're in your twin flame journey, like you have to realize that twin flames go through separation. But at the same time, like with my twin, they have made me the happiest person in my life, but they've also caused me the most pain. So a lot of times, again, they made me the happiest I've ever been, but they've also caused me the most pain. And again, that's basically okay. So something like your twin, okay? And especially when they reject you, it causes a lot of problems. But then again, it's like, but when they do come to you again, it's like it's all the joy in all the world here with this 10 of cups, okay? So again, with that mirror looking at yourself, a lot of twins, that's what they are. They're reflections of each other. So a lot of times when they're light, you're dark, and when you're dark, they're light. So you have to realize that too as well too. Okay? So if that's something that you're going through, this twin flame journey as well too, then that could be what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and pull out some numbers to see what the numbers have to say. Two cards came out. So again, with this King of Pentacles here too, um I feel like when I see this King of Pentacles, that it's like this person is a breadwinner, okay? Like they're the breadwinner, like they're the ones who've always gotten the money, okay? They're the ones who've always achieved those goals when it came to getting the money for the family as well too. And it's like you look up to them for that, because again, it's like no matter how many times they got knocked down, it's like they were still on the come up, okay? So again, with that King of Pentacles, it's a very slow process, because that King of Pentacles is the slowest king in the deck. So it's like every time they get something good, it's like the police take it away, or they get something good and now there's all these bills to pay. Or every time it's like they get a lot of money, they always give it back, so again they have to start all over. And we get so unhappy because we have to start over, but baby, it's such a good thing to be able to start over, because there's many of us who can't start over, okay? And again, like I said, there's that long line of people trying to get into heaven, okay? And again, and when I had that dream, this is the messages, that voice inside me was to speak this, to say these things. Again, it's like you were defenseless, somebody attacked you when you were defenseless, but now that you can do something about it, which way are you going to take? Are you going to become like that person? Are you going to make your own moves, okay? So again, with this 3 here, and I just said that you're having a lot of threes here. And I feel like this is a person here that's having a change of heart. They don't feel the same way that they used to. Okay? Again, but when I see this change of heart, it's like you're becoming older. You're becoming more wiser. You're becoming more more of yourself. Again, you are evolving, okay, into the woman or man that you're supposed to be. Okay? So again, when I see that 3 of hearts here too, it's like also I feel like there's a lot of people that look up to you. All right? And again, I just don't want you, like something like this, when they do come to you and seek out something, seek out your help, and I don't want you to be like, again, humble yourself, baby, because look how beautiful these cards are. You have the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles here. You have your queens and kings together. They're coming together. These kings and queens are coming together. They're realizing. In that 3, again, those aces of places becoming that ace, okay? The ace in your book. Who is that ace in your book? If that person is your ace, most likely they'll always be your ace, okay? Again, it's like that and again, but I just feel like there's somebody here that's uncomfortable because they're somewhere where there's not a lot of familiar faces. It's not a place that they grew up in. They're again, they're finding their foothold, they're finding their place. Okay, but I just be careful of certain things that you allow to have a stronghold in your life. Like, don't hold on to those feelings of retaliation. Okay, so again, it's like you might have the chance of opportunity to finally retaliate, but I don't want you to give up everything that you worked hard for, and for that person just to be able to knock you out of your place completely. Okay, so again, let's keep this a beautiful reading, because this is a beautiful reading here. And a lot of times when we see those threes, we realize that it's not complete stability, it's not complete security, but what it is saying that again, you have those three legs to the table. That table can still stand with those three legs, okay? You're just working on that other leg, and you want to make sure that that leg work is beautiful, okay? Again, like having that fourth thing in for a solid, just to become very solid. Okay, so when you have those fours, it's all about having that, solid. Okay, being solid. But it's a very beautiful card too, and I always think about the triangle too. So you have the man, the woman, but the thing that's in between them, okay, which is love. Okay, holding on to, which is important, holding on to each other, but there's got to be that thing that's in the middle, that centerpiece of the reason why you still hold on. And that's, again, it has to be love. You have to have that love there, because even if both of y'all are breadwinners and both of y'all are making money, and maybe that works well in your partnership, in your marriage, maybe that works well, that both of y'all get money, y'all pay bills on time, everything's secure, all those things, the type as well. But again, it's like, that's money is something that a lot of us don't, it doesn't make us happy. It doesn't matter how much money we make, it doesn't make us happy without having that person. Okay, and again, it's like, this is like real strong couple love, I feel like, here too. But then again, it's like y'all haven't had each other for a very long time, y'all haven't been in each other's life for a very long time. Or this could be a person that you, again, is like long anticipated, you didn't ever think it was going to happen. And baby, when I tell you, prayers can be answered like that. And even though you maybe been praying on this situation for 10, 50 years, and all of a sudden it happens like that, okay, it's very unexpected. So believe in that too, as well too. At the bottom of that, you do have that 10 of hearts. So again, we had those two tens here, and I want you to realize that it's the truth about yourself, those truth revelations, um make doing things that you can, even though you don't have, there's a lot of people you may have loved and lost. Again, well, you'll love them always, they love you always. Again, there's people that's trying to make up for their mistakes. There's people that's in your family, this is also ways that you can not just complete yourself, but to make your family whole, working on making your family whole. Again, those people that you have around you, that circle. Okay, again, we again, but back in my day, if you was a part of a circle of friends, you was no good, because it's like you don't want to get in that circle. Like, that's a circle of friends, they're just doing whatever they do to each other, they're hurting each other. But again, now we say it in a way like, keep your circle tight. But again, like, keep your family tight. Okay, making sure, tighten them up too, if they're doing things, that if they're out here wilding and stuff like that too, check them. Again, like, make sure they check their asses, make sure they realize what they're out here is like. It's not just causing you harm, it's causing everybody out here harm. Okay, so it can kind of get away from you and stuff. But then again, you do have to let people live their lives, and let them make their own mistakes, make their own decisions. Not saying everything they do out here is a mistake, because again, everybody has a job to do, everybody has a position that they must fill. So you have a purpose in this life, you have a mission in this life. Okay, so again, it's like you just miss them. Like they're your ace, and you just miss spending time with them. You miss, their reaction, how they treated you, how they were never embarrassed of you in public. Like no matter how embarrassing you are, like they were never embarrassed of you. But you do have this setting boundaries, so this threshold, that protection, again, honor, doing things with honor. I feel like there's somebody out here that's doing a lot of soldiering. Like they're just really like they're again doing the footwork. They're doing all that stuff, but again, it's like something's going on with them mentally. And and a lot of times we don't realize that we're the cause of somebody, again, having those mental issues. Like again, like if somebody's trying to better themselves, there's something good going on with them, don't keep adding pressure and pressure, pressure. Fuck that pressure. Because then again, that could have somebody actually, instead of going through the emotions, breaking down. And that's the last thing you want to see, is somebody breaking down. Okay. Again, setting those boundaries. If every time you're having a conversation with somebody and it keeps going left, leave that conversation. You don't owe an explanation, because they know what they're doing. Okay. You don't. So again, you have this page of cups here. So remembering the love, and remember how we were just talking about the kitty cat? Okay, so again, there's some of those cats that are like home cats. They like to stay indoors. They don't go outside. But then you also have another cat that's out there that loves to be outside and can be outside for days on in and days on out, and then but they always come back home. Okay, so again, it's like this long awaited, like, hey friend, where are you? I haven't talked to you. I haven't seen you in a long time. But again, it's like for some reason, I just feel like again, this cat is gatekeeper, and again, we get kind of worried because when we do see, again, because cats are very spiritual animal. Like cats have always been able to like speak to the spirit world. That's another thing that's been passed on from years to years, that people realize that, right? But there's a lot of people who's allergic to cats. They can't have cats around. They can't, none of that stuff. And it makes me sad, because a lot of times when I speak about these things as a gatekeeper, again, I feel like there's somebody who's going through a purifying process here. And again, it's like not just that, it's somebody from the other side speaking to you. Okay. Remembering those things that were said to you or what happened to you, remembering those things, but not to dwell on the past. But you feel like you had your better days already. Okay. And I don't know, this reading is very deep. It's just very deep. And again, you have that moon here with that tower card, but the card that I laid down here was strength. So let's go ahead and read what this page of cups has for you. And lately it's like I've been wanting to pull out two cards, but it's like it's backing you up. It's like you have something here that's backing you up. You have everything necessary. Okay. And I feel like lately those two messages have come out because they want you to realize that, again, you have angels behind you. If you only knew what you had behind you, okay, you would realize how strong you are, how strong you really are. Okay. And how important it is not to become that distorted image that you see in the mirror. Okay. It's about that person that's on the inside, that voice that's on the inside. Okay. And again, it's like, page of cups, again, something, again, it's like a distant friend. I feel like here, you haven't heard anything from them. They're going to come in with some type of message here, even if it's just a hi, a hello, and they don't ever say anything again. But it's their way of saying that they love you. And even if it's, if you love something, set it free and it comes back to you. But if it doesn't, it never meant to be. But you have to realize too, a lot of times when it does come back to you, it only comes back to you for a very short moment. Okay. And then it's gone again, because it just wants you to realize that this, just like apparitions, just like, maybe a ghost you've seen, or something very very subtle that comes to you. And because again, the way the universe works, we'll never understand it. Okay. But again, it's like it's very quick, but sometimes, but again, I do see a lot of love, and that's real. Okay. It's a lot of love here. And the Page of Teacups is a sensitive person whose innocence and naivety are balanced with optimism and imagination. Like sweet little Dinah, the Page of Teacups is a loyal, kind friend. This tarot card also represents new opportunities in love and friendship. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and read the Strength card too, as well too, and see what the Strength card has here for you. And this card is number 8. So when I think of 8, again, those things that last for infinite, there's a song here too. I'm gonna love you till infinity. Don't worry about my voice, but it's a new song and it comes out. It's like really real, because before I used to think it was like kind of cheesy, like, oh, I'm gonna love you to infinity. And it's like, come on now, but really seriously, like the song is like, I love you to infinity. But this is a love that never goes away. It's always there. It's always be there. Even though that person is no longer, that presence is no longer around us, this person's love never goes away. It's always there. And again, this again could be twin flame love as well too, a love that is again, or a soulmate that is forever. Again, that love is like this person is sending you love. It's like again, it's like almost holding hands with the ghost. Okay, so it's like you don't see it, but it's like they're holding your hand. Okay, so again, it's like that love is there forever. So with this let me see. Okay, so number 8 says the Strength card. So, traditionally depicting an image of a mighty lion that's been tamed using a soft, compassionate touch rather than brute force. Strength represents gentle persuasion and leading with kindness. When you're faced with challenges that seem frightening and insurmountable, strength reminds you to stay calm. Acting out frustration won't help the situation now. Face any obstacles that you encounter with a brave, level headed collectedness. If you do, you may just discover that the frightening beast you thought you were up against is no more ferocious than a dandelion. So, how very nice is that? And again, it's like, um, I just, I hope you guys think so you see, you guys, you go from the kitty cat to the lion. Okay, so again, it's like those certain things, but remember that the kitty cat eats the mouse, the kitty cat eats the rat, but the lion is scared of the mouse because it's so freaking small. It scares the lion away. So you see, you again, like your different powers and your different strengths, with no matter what size you are. Okay, so again, like realizing those things too. But you was this soft kitten and you became a lion. Okay, so like that king of the jungle, that queen of the jungle, the lioness, the one that does the hunting, again, running with her herd, her pack, her family. And again, it's like seeing those things too. So I just want you to realize that again, that someone here is evolving. Okay, so again, it's like I support you. Also, well, as well too, I feel like this could be somebody, Wildcats. I'm thinking somebody who's in the Kentucky area too. I feel like there's a message here from somebody saying something about remembering the times that you had in Kentucky. Okay, or maybe you was traveling through Kentucky or something like that too, or they have a loved one in Kentucky they're trying to reach out to, or something, a message here too. Okay, I'm hearing Wildcat. Okay, or they called you Wildcat, or again, like something in that form. Okay, but all right, you guys, that's the reading that I have, and it's a little bit almost going into an hour, but that's what I have for this 1010 space portal, the Lion's Gate. Okay, So again, you guys, you last card we left off is with the lion. So again, affirming this information, and remember that the blessed up is real, and just take care of yourself, and remember it's World Health Day. Again, a lot's going on in the world, and remembering who you are in the worlds that we carry. We okay, so again, those worlds that we carry within inside of us, making our own world for ourselves. Okay. All right, well, again, you have a blessed night. It was good talking to you guys, and thank you.